Now we'll move down to some of the hardware preferences that you can set. And these are, again, very much determined by the specific configuration that you have, what your computer is and what hardware is installed with it. Bluetooth is a wireless technology that functions over relatively short distances. So if you have a Bluetooth device, you can pair it with your computer. You may not have to do anything because the two devices need to be able to talk to one another, and as you'll see here, one of the features of Bluetooth is whether or not something is discoverable. By discoverable, it means that the Bluetooth device can be seen by another Bluetooth device, and then once they have discovered one another, you then may have to implement the connection. Once the connection is set up the first time, then it can be reused at any point in the future when those two devices come close to one another. We're talking about things such as keyboards, a computer mouse, a cell phone, a headset, devices that are used basically when you are right next to the computer. And there are no Bluetooth devices now set up for this computer. What I'm going to do is to show you some of the steps that you can take in order to set up a device. I'm going to click here to set up a device, and I'm going to go into the Setup Assistant, and these are the types of devices that I can set up. And what's happening is that the Mac is now looking for a Bluetooth device that it can find, and it has found one. It's a cell phone that I'm holding in my hand, and this is the ID of the cell phone, and it tells us that it's a phone. And it's now communicating with the phone, getting information from the phone, and now on the cell phone what I need to do is to enter a passkey, and the passkey is this set of digits here. This is in order to get the two devices talking to one another. So I shall attempt to enter this passkey. This is a cell phone with a very tiny keyboard. It is not an iPhone. And I typed the numbers wrong. I will go back and retype the numbers and forge the connection. When you're working with a phone with a very tiny keyboard, this happens a lot of the time. But the point is that you need to make your device discoverable. It will go out and look for the device and set up the connection for you. That's the basic pairing of two Bluetooth devices. Now there are some advanced options that I can use on the Bluetooth system preference, and that has to do with whether or not I am sharing an internet connection, for example, down here, whether a Bluetooth device such as a keyboard or a mouse can wake the computer. If you're using Bluetooth, the Bluetooth Setup Assistant and System Preferences will help you control those connections. Having said that, let me point out that more and more these connections are able to be made automatically. So you may not have to do anything. One of the things that you may want to do is to show the Bluetooth status in the menu bar. Notice that it's up here, and I have the ability to open the system preferences here and do setup right from the menu bar. The most commonly used Bluetooth devices are smartphones, headsets, a keyboard, and a mouse. If you have a wireless keyboard or a wireless mouse, such as the Apple wireless keyboard and mouse, and a desktop computer, it can really make your life much, much easier because you can move them around and you have fewer and fewer cables. What I normally do is I have wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse and a wireless connection through Airport to the internet, and the only cable that I need on my desktop is a power cable, unless I'm using a laptop where I need nothing. So that's Bluetooth, and having talked about cables and laptops, let's move on and look at the Energy Saver system preference. We'll come back here. Don't worry, we'll get to them.